Yo, what's up guys, it's Rico here. This will be a huge video, so please if you're watching, leave a like right now. It took a super long time to make, and here are the best turrets to use in every single map. I'll be covering flank turrets, attacking turrets, defensive, everything you can think of, turret boosts, it's all covered. Also, the Discord server is now live, so come join us, and hopefully enjoy the video. Thank you. Here's a turret boost from top mid, so if you take out your turret and reverse it, and then place the left triangle on this marker here, you can jump up in the corner. So jump, hit your crouch button, jump crouch again, and have this crazy off angle where you can peek bottom mid. Now this turret boost is a little bit harder than the first one, but essentially it's the same thing. So the left triangle, like in the first example, goes right here on these markings. You do a jumping crouch in the corner, jump on top, and then another jump crouch with your left triangle right on this marker here. So jump up, take the Odin, and be cringe as fuck. And if you place your turret on this edge here, and then crouch underneath, you can use your turret as like a shield, so if they peek you, I mean first of all the off angle's crazy so they won't expect you there in the first place, but if they try and shoot you, the turret is used as a shield and basically absorbs all the bullets for you. So you can sit underneath with an Odin or a Vandal, and then just shoot them as they come in. And if you plant the spike towards a site on bind, you can place your turret, the back right leg, on this marker here. So back right leg, simple left click, and then jump crouch in the corner. Jump crouch again, and have this off angle to see both CT. If you crouch and then slowly shift left, you can peek into heaven as well. A big mistake I see KJ players make is if they're playing towards B on bind and they have a setup like this. They do this weird turret over here, which gets smoked out by brimstone, so it's useless. So instead, put your turret up here and make sure it covers both long for you and window. And this way when they come into sight, and you're sitting even back over here, you can swing out, get a kill. You can play close with a Spectre on eco round. And if they come out, you pop the setup and get some damage. Now with B-side breeze, the thing is, you have 3 different positions to cover. You have the flank from spawn, and the flank also from short. So to cover all 3 positions at the same time, simply take your turret, and then reverse it, and do a left click right here. And this way if the guy comes from short, and he tries to push you from behind, he's then forced to walk past your turret and get shot. And if they come from main or from behind like this, it sees them here and sees them from stairs. And as a second variation, use the turret on the back of site here, which covers CT and mid for you. And if you want another turret to hold mid for you, then use this. This is really versatile because it covers both mid, bridge, door, and CT. So you can really play anywhere you want with this turret and swing off it. And then on defense, use the same turret we use on attack over here. And if you're playing a weapon like the Outlaw, you can take advantage of this and swing towards window. Get a pretty aggressive kill, or just simply hold mid with the turret. And for mid, this is by far the most important turret for mid. It's insane because it covers both mid, short, and also bridge at the same time. If you plant the spike towards A site on fracture, then place your turret on this ledge here. And from their point of view, if they try to retake the site, they have this crazy turret in a weird off angle, and it forces them to then flick their crosshair up towards your turret, where you can simply sit backside with an Odin, maybe a Vandal, take advantage, and then just swing out and kill them. As you can see here. Swing out when he shoots and kill them. Once the turret goes down, I recommend going towards tower here, facing arcade. And when it shoots, swing out arcade and get a free headshot. Here's a turret boost you can use on A side fracture. Simply jump and crouch in the corner. You can use this to hold main, or if you want to, swing out and hold tower as well. For B-side fracture, here's my default go-to turret I use basically every single round. It covers both arcade for you and main. So you can play if you want to towards tower, you can play canteen, arcade, wherever you want. And then swing out towards arcade for a free headshot. Then with this turret, if you want to flank and lurk up towards the enemies from behind, you can do so. And if they rotate back towards B, you can always just go back and he sees them if they come through arcade. It's very useful. Here's the God turret for A site on Icebox. Simply jump up here and then place on the ledge like so. And he sees basically every single angle on A site. So he sees back site, it sees by ropes, top of ledge. You can sit behind the barrier here, swing out and pre-fire any of these angles. Then for B, it should be pretty common sense, but use the yellow box as much as you can with your turrets, because the elevation's so high. If they're peeking you towards Snowman, like it's such an impossible angle for them to see. You get free chip damage, and in general, try and place your turrets in high places. And then here's my go-to turret for the A-site Icebox. It covers all the main areas you want it to cover. But the cool thing is, if you go towards mid, you can leave your turret towards A and then cover mid and A at the same time. Let's take some space, try and get some kills towards mid, and go back towards A. This is probably the most broken turret in the entire game, to be honest. On the B side, just a simple turret on top of yellow. It sees anyone like super early, so they swing even out here, it sees them before they can peek you. If they go from main, on the other side you see them really easy. you're pushing and want to cover window and default, then place your turret as far as you can on the edge, simple left click. And if they swing out from window, they have this crazy off angle on the turrets to flick up to, and the same on default. And this turret's really good if you plan the spike and want to try and maintain control of CT and short. You can swing out from those different angles here, swing from the box close, and take control of short if you need to. On the seaside haven, once you plant the spike, you can do a left click on this box here, which will cover both CT for you and garage. It is mainly for CT because it sees CT really early. You can play backside and swing off this one. However, you can use a variation like this, which will see the both angles you want it to see, CT and garage, but it will see garage a little bit earlier for you, as you can see here, so you can warn your teammates about garage. It should be pretty obvious, but your main turret for pistol on C side is this one here, at the very back. Does tons of chip damage. It's really hard to break since it's so far away, and will get you a lot of damage in general. And then you can also use this one here as your default go-to on C site. It sees garage and C long at the same time. It just wins you rounds in general. It gives you so much information, it's insane. As a variation, if you have control of main, then instead put your turret over here, which will see the push from B site and also from behind as well. And with this turret you can go really far into sight, all the way back into CT, and shoot them as they come up. And then for C site, here's my favourite flank turret to use. It gets you tons of great early information, and it gives you decent range to go into sight and help your team push up. Now usually people will play with an operator like this towards C, or they'll play with a rifle towards sand, which can be quite annoying. So to counter this, simply go up to the ledge and do a simple left click on top. You can swing off this, fight the operator player, or fight the guy back sand. And then for B you have two main options here. The first one will see main a little bit quicker. So it sees main for you really soon, but also it won't clear the push from B as well. So they come in from B and try to split, it will see them early, which is good, but at the same time, with the second turret here, it does the same job, but sees them a little bit later towards main, which means you can sit back easier and swing off this one for kills. And then for C site, your go-to turret is this one over here, on top. This one's great for swinging out towards sand and getting a few kills. However, you are locked towards C site, since the range is quite small. So instead, you can always put your turret on these boxes here, which still covers, main for you and sand. But it means you can go towards B if you want to as well, and help your teammates to protect B at the same time. for Pearl, he's my go-to turret for eco rounds. So when you plant the spike, if you're able to, then if you're playing a Frenzy, maybe a Ghost, Spectre, sit close to the wall here, swing out when your turret shoots, try and grab a kill here, or sit back in this angle, swing out when he shoots, try and get a frag. Or you can put your turret like this, when you plant, sit towards default, and if they come out here from CT and try to retake, your turret's in a crazy off angle, which makes them flick up to it. And then just like on ascent, place your turret here on the edge. Crouch underneath and use the turret as a shield. As they come in here, if they try and shoot you, which they won't do anyway because the angle's so weird, then it will simply hit the turret instead and get you a basically free kill. Now if you're setting up on Pearl on the B side, place your turret here, which is great in combination with your setup. So as they come up here, it sees them very late. It will damage them as they come through and get you a kill. Or place your turret towards here instead. If you're worried about the mid-link lurk, swing out when he shoots and get yourself a pick if possible. For splits, there's no competition here. This is the best turret to use. Sees behind and gives you tons of space towards the site. You can walk all the way into CT and still hold the flank for your team. And then with this turret, if you swing out from heaven, you can catch a few players off guard here. Since as they come up and see your turret, they'll be wide in the open. And then if you're attacking towards the B site on split, you can use this quite early to get you some info. If they swing from backside, it's a pretty weird off angle, so you can surprise people. You can also use this turret boost over here as well. If you reverse your turret on this line, jump crouch in the corner, jump up. Once you plant the spike, you can hold this and try and hold heaven for your team or towards spawn. Here's my go-to turret for Heaven/B. It will cover Heaven for you and the B garage push as well. So it sees both. And you can even play towards default and still cover flank for your team. With this turret here, it might seem kind of dumb, but if it's used in combination with your setup towards Heaven, it will shoot them as they come up and get you a higher chance of killing them. You can use the same setup as before, the same turret boost on the defensive side, and hold B main for your team. When you're playing on Sunset, most teams will flood on retake towards this left side here. So putting your turret up here will get you not normally a kill, but good information. So when you do plant the spike, they will usually come up from this side of the box and try to peek out. Or you can put your turret on top of this box here and reverse it. This way, if you take spawn aggressively, if they come from behind you, you can turn around and peek towards main off the contact. And here's the final turret boost of the video. Simply rotate it as shown, jump crouch, and you have this weird off angle to hold from defense, or when you plant the spike, you can use this, try and hold CT. And then here's your go-to pistol round turret. I have two I use, either this one here, or I would just put my turrets towards mid instead, and then play towards A.